What do you think of your Vikings right now? You got to see them over there.
I did. I'm still holding out judgment on it. It's a weird season. And honestly, I'm glad that what's happening to them, again, is kind of happening to everybody right now. And it's he who manages the injuries the best is how this season's going to go. I haven't struck up an opinion yet about when we should see J.J. McCarthy again because of how well KOC and Josh McCown handle any quarterback that comes in the building. I think J.J., I talked to him in Dublin before the game, and he seemed in good spirits, and he really wanted to practice. I personally, I don't know about you or the philosophy on this, I was surprised that injured players were on the trip, to be honest. Like, I think about swelling and travel and all that jazz, and it's like Aaron Jones was on IR, Andrew Van Ginkel didn't play either of those games, and JJ's there. That's three pretty important players. I felt like leave him back in Egan, leave one trainer with the guys.
Although I saw they fired up Aaron Jones for some type of community event, so maybe that was part of the role, which is like he's got time. He can go over and do it. I mean, the Steelers brought their quarterback who's on injured reserve, and he got jumped and robbed in Dublin. So yes, there's something to be said for that. With JJ, I feel for him because I mean, think about the amount of time the guy has missed. He's never really been injured before.
I don't know if I feel for him that badly, honestly.
It's a lot for a young guy. I mean, look at every other quarterback who we were talking about last year. It is Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix. They've all got winning records this season. They're all at various stages of their development. JJ, we didn't see him 1 second last year.
Yep.
We see him for 2 games this year, but one of which is on a short week, plus he missed a day because he had a child born, gets hurt. Now he's right back to being injured. From what I'm told, I said this on Sunday morning on Game Day Kickoff, he's not 100% yet on the ankle. Yeah. They'll see him this week. They'll see his mobility is, but this is a ton of time. Guys don't miss a year of football and just bounce right back. And so I pump the brakes on anybody who's like, JJ clearly like this is not going to work out. He's played badly. It's like, he hasn't had time on task, and that's hard. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant, I guess, by holding out judgment. I'm going to hold out judgment on their current decision-making about the quarterbacks and about long-term decision-making about JJ. What I said, I don't feel badly for him, is that I didn't see that going well the month of September. I think, honestly, sometimes you start driving on a road trip and, like, you get the flat tire and then you run out of gas. And you're like, you know what? I think I need to stop the night at a hotel. Like, I think this day needs to be done. Just take the break for a second. And I actually, not that I wish injury upon anybody, but I do feel that him having the 2 games experience, and then even if it is a long break, now he can actually conceptualize what it means to be a starting quarterback. When he's sitting in meetings last year, he had no concept of what the speed of the game felt like, what the IQ demands were of the playbook. He was thinking it could be explained to him. Now he's got 2 game sample size. I think he needs to be like 110% healthy before and then add another week and then get him in there. But they've got 2 games in 5 days next week coming off of a bye. So I think we see Carson for a little bit, and I'm okay with that. The easy thing to do would be just say, all right, there's all this pressure on us. We got to prove that we got to prove we picked the right guy out of the 6 quarterbacks. Let's push him back out the moment he's healthy. There's a difference between healthy and ready, which is where I give Kevin O'Connell credit for doing the hard thing. And again, we'll see whether or not he might look great in practice this week. And Carson, who's got a bad left shoulder, might not look good in the course of practice here. Maybe he plays, but the hard thing, which is what Kevin's going to do, is just go, I don't need to push the guy. I don't care what the media is saying. I don't care what the fans are saying. Like, I'm going to wait until he's in a groove. Operationally, he's got everything here, but it does put the Vikings in a spot where I don't think anybody drew it up as let's have a Carson Wentz revenge game against the Eagles in Week 7. That is, especially because he wasn't even on the team until late August. It's a sweet story and all, and I feel like we're really gripping for some revenge game storyline sometimes. Like there's not enough. I'm always up for a good every revenge week game. You can find it. It's like enough. I feel like there's only 5 authentic revenge games in a season, and like we're already at max capacity just because of all the movement that goes down. But I hear you on the Carson Wentz thing. I just think I would rather rely on Carson Wentz the way a Joe Flacco is. Like, the guy's got experience. He knows what's up. He knows what he can and cannot handle. And I just don't think you can say the same about J.J. McCarthy right now. He doesn't know what's what, and that's okay.
Skull Nation, what's up, everybody? It's your guy, Victor, here from Report Vikings. And we've got some massive news coming out of Minnesota right now. Because the Vikings are not sitting still, we're talking about real trade talks going down. And yeah, I'm talking about a possible move for Alvin Kamara. That's right, the Vikings are negotiating with the Saints to bring the 5-time Pro Bowler to Minnesota. Guys, if this deal happens, it could completely change the identity of this offense. And let's be honest, the front office knows this team needs help. We're struggling to move the ball consistently, the running game has been flat, and that trade for Adam Thielen. Man, it's been a total disaster so far. Thielen has just 15 catches for 142 yards and 0 touchdowns through 5 games. We gave up a 5th-round pick for him, and right now, it's looking like a straight-up loss. The Vikings know it. The fans know it. Everyone knows it. Trading him away won't get that pick back. But honestly, anything's better than nothing at this point, and that's exactly why they're looking to make a real splash. And Alvin Kamara might just be that move. Let's talk about Kamara for a second, because people forget how good this guy still is. He's one of the best dual-threat running backs in football, and period. This season alone, even with all the chaos in New Orleans, he's put up 283 rushing yards and a touchdown, plus 17 catches for 77 yards. And that's behind a shaky O-line and a team sitting at 1-4. For his career, Kamara's a monster. 7,000 plus rushing yards, 61 rushing touchdowns, 87 total TDs, and over 11,900 yards from scrimmage. Since 2017, no running back in the league has more receptions than Alvin Kamara. 590 catches. He's the definition of consistency. So here's the deal. The Saints are in rebuild mode. They've got Kendre Miller stepping up, and there's a real feeling in New Orleans that Kamara could be moved for the right offer, especially since he's under contract through 2026. Now, Kamara reportedly told GM Mickey Loomis he wants to stay, but the Saints have already been taking calls, and Loomis has been transparent with him about the interest around the league. And the Vikings, they're one of the teams in that conversation. I've been hearing the same thing from multiple insiders. Minnesota's front office, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell, they want a reliable weapon to take pressure off the passing game. Right now, this offense ranks 28th in rushing yards per game, and the team's averaging just 3.5 yards per carry. You can't expect JJ McCarthy or Carson Wentz to survive behind that if you don't have a threat in the backfield. And that's what Kamara brings. He's not just a running back, he's a playmaker. Imagine this offense with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, and Alvin Kamara coming out of the backfield. That's a nightmare for defenses. You can't double Jefferson anymore. You can't stack the box. You can't blitz recklessly because Kamara will burn you underneath or in space every single time. And let's be real, this team needs that spark. We've been ugly to watch at times. The offense has stalled. The penalties are killing drives, and the only wins we've gotten were nail biters that came down to the last minute. Adding a guy like Kamara could finally help Minnesota control games, instead of always playing from behind. I love this move, man. This is the kind of deal that says, we're not tanking, we're not rebuilding, we're fighting. And if the price is something like a mid-round pick or a player swap, you do it. No hesitation. Kamara is still that guy, and behind a creative play caller like Kevin O'Connell, he could explode again. So Vikings fans, I'm gonna throw it to you. What do you think? Should we go all in and bring Alvin Kamara to Minnesota? Do you think that's the missing piece this offense needs? Or do you think we should ride it out and hope Aaron Jones gets back to form? Drop your takes in the comments, smash that like button if you'd love to see Kamara in purple and gold, and don't forget to subscribe, because if this trade actually goes down, you know I'll be here breaking it all down for you. I'm Victor, this is Report Vikings, and as always, Skol baby.